Have you ever wondered why your legs feel a bit heavier with each passing year, or why stairs now seem like mountains? Most seniors assume this is simply aging, but what if I told you it's not just age, it's avoidable muscle loss? And more surprisingly, what if the solution has been sitting on your kitchen shelf all along? Welcome to Buddhist Mindfulness, where we not only dive into the science of aging, but blend it with timeless spiritual wisdom and compassion. Today, we journey deep into the often overlooked world of sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. But we won't just list foods. We'll explore their healing essence, share stories of transformation, and offer reflections rooted in Buddhist teachings. Part 1: The Silent Epidemic of Sarcopenia. It was a crisp autumn morning in Kyoto when Mr. Tanaka, a retired schoolteacher, decided to take a walk through his neighborhood park. He had always been an active man, enjoying long walks and tending to his garden. His life had been full of purpose, filled with the laughter of his students and the quiet satisfaction of a well-lived career. Yet, one fateful day, a simple misstep changed everything. As he crossed a patch of uneven pavement, his foot caught and he stumbled to the ground, his leg twisting awkwardly beneath him. What seemed like an innocuous fall turned out to be the first sign of a far deeper issue: sarcopenia. In the days following the fall, Mr. Tanaka struggled to regain his usual strength. His muscles felt weak, and even standing for short periods became a challenge. His doctor confirmed the diagnosis: sarcopenia, a condition marked by the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Sarcopenia, while not as widely discussed as other age-related ailments, quietly affects millions of older adults, often leaving them vulnerable to falls, injuries, and ultimately loss of independence. Sarcopenia is not merely a matter of aging gracefully. It is a medical condition that affects 30% of people over the age of 60, and its impact becomes more severe as individuals age. It is responsible for 9 out of 10 nursing home admissions, often because muscle weakness leads to immobility, increasing the risk of further health complications such as bone fractures and a diminished ability to perform everyday activities. Despite its prevalence, many are unaware of the condition until its effects become incapacitating, like in Mr. Tanaka's case. His fall was not the cause of his weakness, but rather a painful consequence of a body that had silently been losing its strength for years. The truth about sarcopenia is that it doesn't announce itself with glaring symptoms. Instead, it creeps into the body subtly, often disguised as normal aging. Many people, like Mr. Tanaka, may believe their gradual loss of strength is just a natural part of getting older. It isn't until a fall, an injury, or a sudden loss of independence that the reality of muscle decline becomes impossible to ignore. The muscles that once supported a lifetime of activity, joy, and self-sufficiency start to fade away, making way for a new, unfamiliar reality. In Buddhism, the body is often referred to as a temple, an expression that highlights the sacred responsibility we have to care for it throughout our lives. The teachings remind us that neglecting the health of our bodies is not just an oversight, it is turning away from a vital part of our being. Just as one would not allow a temple to fall into ruin, we must not let our own bodies decline in silence. The slow onset of sarcopenia can be seen as a form of neglect, an abandonment of the sacred responsibility to nourish and protect our bodies. In this light, the effects of sarcopenia are not just physical, they are spiritual as well. Mr. Tanaka's fall, though tragic, serves as a wake-up call for all of us. His experience reveals the silent epidemic of sarcopenia, a condition that is rarely discussed but deeply affects the quality of life for many seniors. It is a reminder that, without attention, our muscles, our foundation for mobility, independence, and overall well-being, can silently weaken, leading us into a state of frailty that limits our ability to enjoy the fullness of life. The emotional insight from Buddhist teachings resonates deeply here. If we allow our bodies to deteriorate unchecked, we are not only risking our physical health, but also neglecting the sacred temple that houses our consciousness. Mr. Tanaka's journey through sarcopenia is a testament to the importance of caring for our bodies with intention, understanding, and respect. By recognizing the signs of muscle loss early and taking steps to preserve our strength, we are honoring the sacred responsibility we have to ourselves and our health, allowing us to continue living with vitality and purpose. Part 2: The Spiritual Cost of Muscle Loss. As we age, muscle loss becomes a common physical challenge, but few people consider its spiritual impact. From a Buddhist perspective, our bodies are not just vessels for physical existence. They are instruments of service, meditation, and mindfulness. The decline in physical strength can profoundly affect our ability to engage in these practices, which are essential to spiritual growth. Buddhism emphasizes the interconnectedness of mind and body, viewing them as one unified system that works together to achieve inner peace, clarity, and enlightenment. The physical body is not seen as separate from the mind. Rather, it is through the body that we experience the world, and it is with the body that we perform actions of compassion and mindfulness. When muscle strength declines, it becomes harder to maintain posture for meditation or engage in physical activities like walking mindfully, which are key components of a Buddhist's daily practice. In Buddhism, meditation is a path to inner peace, clarity, and ultimately enlightenment. For many practitioners, meditation involves sitting in specific postures for long periods, such as the lotus position. As muscle strength declines, sitting for prolonged periods can become uncomfortable or even impossible, making it harder to maintain the discipline required for a deep meditation practice. A weakened body can interfere with one's ability to sit upright or to breathe deeply, two essential elements of meditation. A senior monk in Sri Lanka once said, "A strong body is not vanity, it's devotion in motion." This wisdom reflects the idea that maintaining physical strength is not a superficial pursuit, but a form of devotion to the practice. Without the strength to sit comfortably or engage in the mindfulness of daily movement, one's spiritual practice may be hindered. Buddhism places a high value on service to others, often referring to this as karuna or compassionate action. The ability to help others, whether through physical assistance, teaching, or simply being present in the community, is an essential practice for those seeking enlightenment. However, as muscle strength diminishes, it becomes more challenging to physically support those in need. For example, a senior monk may have once been able to walk for miles to offer teachings or assist in temple maintenance. As muscles weaken, these activities become more difficult, which may lead to a sense of frustration or spiritual stagnation. When we lose the ability to engage in physical service, we may feel disconnected from our purpose, leading to feelings of isolation or guilt. Buddhist teachings often emphasize the importance of mindful walking, a practice that involves walking slowly and attentively, paying close attention to each step and remaining present in the moment. Mindful walking is not only a spiritual practice, but a way to engage with the world around us. It is through mindful walking that one can experience the beauty of nature, feel connected to the earth, and cultivate awareness. As muscle loss takes place, it can become difficult to walk at the pace necessary for mindfulness. Even something as simple as a stroll through the garden or a walk to a nearby temple can become tiring or painful. For many seniors, the loss of the ability to walk mindfully can be a profound emotional and spiritual loss. The act of walking, which was once a source of serenity and connection, may now feel like a burden or a struggle. The Buddhist perspective teaches us to view the body with respect, understanding that it is impermanent and constantly changing. The deterioration of the body is a natural process of aging, and it serves as a reminder of the impermanence of all things. However, the loss of muscle strength also invites reflection on how we are using our bodies for spiritual practice. If we see our bodies only as a source of frustration or weakness, we miss the deeper lesson that they are simply vehicles for our spiritual journey. Rather than viewing muscle loss as something to fear or resent, Buddhism encourages us to see it as an opportunity for deeper acceptance. This physical decline can become a pathway to greater humility, patience, and compassion for oneself and others. It may be in this very struggle that we discover new depths of mindfulness and spiritual growth. In conclusion, muscle loss in older age carries not only physical implications, but also spiritual ones. The body, while impermanent, is a sacred tool in the practice of mindfulness, meditation, and service. As we lose physical strength, we may face challenges in continuing these practices, but through acceptance and adaptation, we can maintain our devotion in motion. The words of the senior monk in Sri Lanka remind us that strength is not just for physical achievement, It is for the spiritual journey we walk with each step, each breath, and each act of service. Part 3: The Power of Nutrition. Nutrition is more than just the fuel that keeps our bodies moving through the day. It is a form of medicine that can heal, restore, and rejuvenate us. From the food we eat, we can derive not just strength, but wisdom, compassion, and clarity. This profound truth is summed up in the principle: we eat not only to live, but to practice. Each bite of food offers us an opportunity to practice mindfulness, cultivate awareness, and nourish both the body and the spirit. This section will reframe each food explored in the original video with deeper commentary, spiritual reflections, and cultural examples. 1. Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is not just a delicious protein-packed food, but a powerful symbol of nourishment that transcends physical benefits. It is like metta, the Buddhist practice of loving kindness, extending its care and compassion while we sleep. Just as loving kindness nurtures and strengthens the heart, Greek yogurt nourishes the body as it rests overnight, offering a sense of restoration and care. 2. Fatty fish. Fatty fish, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, is often referred to as a calming balm for the body. These essential fats work quietly to reduce inflammation, heal, and restore balance within the system. In Buddhist symbolism, water represents adaptability, fluidity, and healing. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in abundance in fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, mimic the peaceful, healing properties of water, washing away the toxins of stress, anxiety, and physical discomfort. 3. Eggs. Eggs are a food that embodies simplicity and humility. In their small, unassuming form, they contain everything needed to create life. This is a beautiful metaphor for the hidden potential within each of us, especially for seniors who may feel their best years are behind them. The egg yolk, golden and rich, is like the untapped well of wisdom and strength that exists within every person, regardless of age. 4. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds carry the power of karma. What we plant today will bear fruit in the future, just as the seeds we sow now will sprout into the strength we experience later. These tiny, nutrient-dense foods are the embodiment of patience and foresight. 5. Beans and legumes. Beans and legumes are foods of the people, affordable, abundant, and sustaining. They nourish not just the body, but the dignity of those who consume them. In many cultures, beans are considered a humble food, yet they carry within them great strength. 6. Leafy greens. Leafy greens are not just for their nutritional value, but for the clarity they bring to the mind and body. Monks in many Buddhist temples grow their own greens in temple gardens, teaching us the virtues of patience, humility, and care. The act of growing, tending, and consuming these greens is a meditation on nourishment, and the process itself fosters a sense of spiritual clarity. 7. Olive oil. Olive oil is often referred to as liquid gold because of its numerous health benefits, particularly as we age. It serves as a symbol of the richness of life and the importance of nourishment in our later years. For older adults, olive oil can be a sustaining force, helping to reduce inflammation, improve joint health, and support brain function. 8. Berries. Berries, with their vibrant colors and antioxidant power, symbolize vitality, gratitude, and the richness of life. These tiny fruits are packed with nutrients that support aging healthily, but they also hold a deeper meaning. The color of the berries represents the vibrancy of life, and their antioxidant properties symbolize our capacity to heal and restore ourselves. 9. Lean beef. While lean beef is not commonly consumed by all Buddhists, it is respected as a medicinal food by some, particularly for those who are in need of physical strength and vitality. Beef, when consumed mindfully and with gratitude, can serve as a source of nourishment for those in need of rebuilding strength. 10. Whey protein. Whey protein, a gift of modern science, meets the compassion of ancient wisdom. For seniors, whey protein can serve as a powerful aid in maintaining muscle mass and strength, especially when other forms of protein are difficult to digest. It is a perfect example of how science and compassion can work hand in hand to support aging bodies. In conclusion, nutrition is more than just a tool for survival. It is a sacred practice, an opportunity to connect with the deeper rhythms of life. The foods we choose to consume can nourish not only our bodies, but our minds and spirits as well. By mindful eating, we practice compassion, awareness, and gratitude, fostering a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. Part 4, the deeper message behind protein anabolic resistance is a term used to describe the phenomenon where, as we age, our muscles become less responsive to the effects of protein. In simpler terms, the body's ability to build muscle in response to protein intake diminishes, which can lead to muscle loss over time. This resistance to protein's benefits is a common issue faced by older adults, but it is not something that is inevitable. With the right practices, it is possible to combat this resistance and maintain muscle health well into later years. However, there's a deeper message hidden in the idea of anabolic resistance that extends beyond just physical muscle health. The Buddhist teachings often speak of the resistant mind, a mind that over time becomes less responsive to wisdom, compassion, and mindfulness. In the same way our muscles can become resistant to the benefits of protein, our hearts and minds can become resistant to the transformative power of wisdom if we do not actively practice the teachings of mindfulness and self-awareness. In Buddhism, the heart and mind are often compared to a garden. A garden needs constant care, attention, and nurturing for the plants to grow strong. If neglected, the soil becomes dry and barren, and the plants no longer thrive. Similarly, if we do not regularly practice mindfulness and cultivate compassion, our minds and hearts can become resistant to the teachings we receive. Just as muscles need regular stimulation to respond to protein, our hearts require consistent practice to remain open to wisdom, love, and understanding. One of the most powerful Buddhist analogies for this resistant mind is the concept of a closed heart. When we encounter a moment of suffering or hardship, it's easy for our hearts to close off in response. We may become cynical, bitter, or emotionally distant. Just as the body's muscles can grow stiff and unresponsive if not exercised, our hearts become hardened and less able to feel compassion or to receive wisdom when we close ourselves off. The more we avoid opening our hearts, the more difficult it becomes to feel the love, peace, and clarity that are fundamental to the Buddhist path. But just as we can reverse anabolic resistance through consistent exercise, we can also counteract the resistant mind with regular practice. By cultivating mindfulness, meditation, and acts of compassion every day, we can keep our hearts and minds open, receptive, and strong. When we apply wisdom, much like we apply protein to our muscles, we strengthen our spiritual well-being. These practices are the workouts for the heart and mind, helping them remain receptive to the wisdom that can transform our lives. The key, however, is consistency. You cannot expect to lift weights once a week and see significant changes in your muscle mass. Similarly, you cannot expect to practice mindfulness once in a while and experience deep personal transformation. Just as building physical strength takes time, building emotional and spiritual resilience requires ongoing effort. The wisdom of the Buddha is not a quick fix, but a lifelong journey. And the more we practice, the more our hearts and minds will open to its profound truths. It's also important to note that there is no judgment in this process. Just as you wouldn't scold a muscle for becoming resistant to protein, we should not judge our minds when they resist wisdom. Instead, we can approach our spiritual growth with patience and kindness, acknowledging that the journey is not linear. There will be days when it feels difficult to remain present, to practice mindfulness, or to let go of old habits, but these are natural aspects of the process. To overcome this resistance, we must be intentional about our practice, just as we must be intentional about nourishing our bodies with the right foods and exercise. Protein serves as the nourishment for our muscles, and mindfulness, meditation, and compassion serve as the nourishment for our hearts and minds. Both require consistent effort, attention, and a willingness to continue, even when it feels challenging. By making the practice of mindfulness a regular part of our lives, we break down the walls of resistance that our minds and hearts may have built up over time. Just as muscles can regain their strength with regular protein intake and exercise, our hearts can regain their openness and receptivity to wisdom when we dedicate ourselves to the practice of mindfulness. Part 5. How to start small with a sacred intention. In the busyness of modern life, it's easy to overlook the spiritual connection we can cultivate with even the simplest daily tasks. However, these small actions, when done with sacred intention, can create a profound sense of peace, grounding, and reverence. Incorporating sacred intention into daily routines doesn't require major life changes, but rather an awareness and mindfulness that infuses the mundane with meaning. Below are a few practical tips to help you begin. 1. Eat Greek yogurt before sleep as a blessing. Eating Greek yogurt before bed can become more than just a habit. It can be an act of gratitude and connection to the nourishment your body receives. Greek yogurt is rich in probiotics and protein, supporting gut health and overall well-being. But the beauty of this simple action lies in how you approach it. Before taking a spoonful, pause for a moment and reflect on the abundance in your life. With each bite, feel thankful for the food that sustains you and for the opportunity to care for your body. As you eat, say a quiet blessing or prayer, expressing gratitude for your health, the hands that prepared the meal, and the cycles of life that have brought you to this moment. This sacred intention transforms a basic action into an opportunity to honor your body and the process of nourishment. 2. Add whey protein post-walk with a prayer. After a morning walk or a period of physical activity, you may often reach for something to replenish your energy. Why not add a layer of sacred intention to this routine as well? Whey protein is known for its ability to support muscle recovery and overall physical vitality, making it an excellent post-workout option. But like any other form of nourishment, it can become a spiritual practice when combined with gratitude. As you prepare your post-walk whey protein, offer a prayer or a moment of stillness. Acknowledge the strength your body has shown in movement and the beauty of your connection to nature. You could say something like, "Thank you for the strength to walk, for the vitality in my body, and for the opportunity to take care of myself today. May this food nourish and sustain me." Let each sip be a reminder that self-care is a spiritual act, and by nourishing your body, you honor both yourself and the life force that flows through you. 3. Cook beans mindfully with gratitude. Beans are a powerhouse of nutrients, offering fiber, protein, and a variety of vitamins and minerals. Cooking beans can be a meditative process, especially when done with sacred intention. From soaking them overnight to slow cooking them until they're perfectly tender, the act of preparing beans can become a practice of mindfulness and gratitude. As you begin to cook, take time to reflect on the journey the beans have taken to reach your kitchen, from the soil to the hands that harvested them, to the stores that brought them to your local market. As you stir and smell the beans cooking, offer gratitude for the meal and the people involved in its journey. You might say a prayer of thanks, such as, "I am grateful for the earth that has nourished these beans, for the hands that have worked to bring them to me, and for the life they will give to my body." Cooking with such intention makes the meal not just sustenance, but a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. This process encourages you to slow down and savor the experience, creating a deeper sense of connection to the food you consume. 4. Start each day with a sacred intention. Setting the tone for the day is a powerful way to invite sacred intention into your routine. Before you even get out of bed, take a few moments to center yourself with a prayer, mantra, or affirmation. This can be as simple as acknowledging the blessings in your life or setting a goal to approach the day with love, patience, and gratitude. For example, upon waking, you could say, "I welcome this new day with open arms. May I approach each task with love, compassion, and mindfulness. May all I encounter be treated with respect, and may my actions serve the greater good." This small act of setting a positive intention can shift your mindset and allow you to engage with the day from a place of mindfulness and gratitude. 5. Mindfully hydrate with sacred intent. Water is the essence of life, and it's often consumed without much thought. But drinking water with sacred intention can be a transformative practice. When you drink, take a moment to feel the life force flowing through you. Consider the journey that water has taken to reach you, from the clouds, through the rivers, and into your glass. Offer thanks for the nourishment it provides, and acknowledge the vital role water plays in sustaining all life. Before sipping, you might say, "May this water cleanse and renew me. May it support my body, mind, and spirit. I am grateful for the flow of life within me." This simple ritual turns drinking water into an act of reverence, helping you connect with the life force that sustains you. Starting small with sacred intention doesn't mean overhauling your entire lifestyle. It simply means shifting your awareness and approach to everyday tasks. Whether you're eating, drinking, walking, or cooking, you can infuse your actions with mindfulness, gratitude, and reverence. By doing so, you create a deeper sense of connection to your body, your environment, and the universe. As you continue this practice, you may begin to notice how these small shifts in intention ripple out into other areas of your life, creating a more meaningful and spiritually enriched existence. Part 6: Resistance Training and Daily Rituals. Resistance training is not just a way to build strength, it can also serve as a powerful tool for cultivating mindfulness and presence in our daily lives. As we age, it becomes more important than ever to maintain physical strength and mobility, not only for physical health, but also for mental well-being. Integrating mindfulness into resistance training allows us to approach our bodies with respect, patience, and kindness, fostering a deeper connection with ourselves in the process. One beautiful way to blend physical training with mindfulness is through the use of gentle resistance bands, combined with metta chanting. Metta, or loving kindness meditation, is a practice that encourages feelings of compassion toward oneself and others. While engaging in light resistance training with bands, you can bring your awareness to the sensations in your muscles and joints, while also repeating words of loving kindness either silently or out loud. For example, as you stretch a resistance band, you might chant, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." This mantra can help calm your mind while grounding you in the present moment. Each stretch, each movement becomes an opportunity to infuse your physical practice with intention, bringing peace to the body and the mind. The practice of walking meditation is another way to blend physical exercise with mindfulness. Walking meditation is a slow, deliberate form of walking where each step is taken with complete awareness. It can be done indoors or outdoors, and it's a great way to integrate mindful movement into your daily routine. When combined with posture strengthening exercises, walking meditation can become an even more powerful practice. As you walk, you can focus on keeping your spine aligned, your shoulders relaxed, and your core engaged. The act of walking with mindfulness helps reinforce good posture, improving your balance and stability over time. It also encourages the body to remain relaxed, despite the effort involved in maintaining correct posture. This combination of walking and mindful strengthening can lead to improved flexibility, increased energy, and a sense of peace as you move throughout your day. Incorporating these daily rituals into your routine doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Start with short sessions of resistance training or walking meditation and gradually build up as you feel comfortable. For example, you might dedicate 10 minutes a day to resistance band exercises, followed by a short walking meditation to strengthen your posture and awareness. Over time, you will notice subtle but significant changes in how your body feels and how you interact with the world around you. Mindfulness during resistance training also helps cultivate self-compassion. Rather than focusing solely on the end goal of achieving stronger muscles, the practice becomes an opportunity to honor your body for what it is capable of right now. This shift in perspective fosters a deeper sense of gratitude and acceptance, rather than frustration or impatience with limitations. As you perform your movements, observe any sensations of tightness, discomfort, or strain with kindness and curiosity, without judgment. This practice allows you to be fully present with your body as it is in each moment, which is crucial for mental and emotional well-being. Furthermore, resistance training that incorporates mindfulness allows you to manage stress better. The focus required to move with awareness helps quiet the mind, promoting relaxation and reducing anxiety. It can be a refuge from the noise and demands of daily life, offering a moment of peace and calmness. Just as resistance training strengthens muscles, mindfulness strengthens the mind, offering a balanced approach to aging gracefully and maintaining both physical and emotional resilience. Ultimately, the blend of resistance training and daily rituals provides a holistic approach to well-being, combining the benefits of physical strength with the mental clarity and emotional peace that mindfulness brings. As you commit to these practices, you not only care for your body, but also nurture your spirit, finding strength, peace, and joy in the process. Through consistent practice, you will notice that both your body and mind grow stronger, more flexible, and more resilient, allowing you to embrace the aging process with a sense of ease and grace. Returning to the story of Mr. Tanaka, we see a remarkable transformation. When he began integrating these sacred foods into his daily routine, alongside simple yet powerful walks, his life began to shift in profound ways. He regained not only his physical strength, but also his sense of independence. In a world that often overlooks the elderly, this journey toward vitality serves as a beautiful reminder that our bodies, no matter how old, have an incredible capacity to heal and rejuvenate when nourished with the right care and love. A Buddhist quote comes to mind: "When the body is strong, the spirit walks freely." This speaks to the deep connection between physical health and spiritual well-being. Our bodies are not just vessels that carry us through life, they are the very foundation of our ability to experience and engage with the world. When we honor them with nourishing foods, restful sleep, and mindful movement, we empower our spirits to soar. Strengthening our physical health is an act of self-respect and a means of cultivating inner peace. As we reflect on the 10 sacred foods we've explored, it becomes clear that these foods are more than just nutritional tools. They are spiritual allies, each offering unique gifts to our bodies and minds. From turmeric's anti-inflammatory properties to the rejuvenating benefits of papaya seeds, these foods help create balance, vitality, and inner harmony. Just as the Buddha taught that every action, no matter how small, contributes to the whole, each bite of these nourishing foods contributes to our larger journey of health and wellness. These sacred foods are gentle reminders of how interconnected our body and mind are. They guide us toward greater self-awareness, encouraging us to be mindful not just of what we eat, but of how we care for our bodies as a whole. Every choice we make regarding what we put into our bodies can be seen as an act of mindfulness, an opportunity to practice self-love, and an investment in our long-term health. Now, it's your turn to walk this path of nourishment and strength. Which of these sacred foods will you begin with? Will you add turmeric to your daily routine for its healing properties? Or perhaps you'll start incorporating papaya seeds to support your digestive health? Whatever you choose, remember that small, consistent steps can lead to transformative change. Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. If you found wisdom in this video, please give it a like, subscribe to Buddhist Mindfulness, and share it with someone who could use a little more strength, grace, and mindfulness in their life. Let us walk this path together with strength, grace, and mindfulness, embracing each moment as an opportunity for healing and growth. May we honor our bodies and extend our lives with the wisdom we have gathered.